So let's go down this rabbit hole. I wanted to cover up the opening on the 07 X340, and this is like the passenger compartment. This is the compartment from the trunk to the rear seat. I came across this from a 2010 and we'll get that fitted into place. It's going to have that opening, but I figured out something to cover that up. It also came with this top section, which will be fitting in place as well. So at that point I figured, well, let's go a step further. I have some old speakers that are just sitting around, so maybe I'll try to put those to use. Came up with an idea for a board that will fit right in that opening. That's the cardboard cutout model, and it will fit basically. If I didn't get that piece, it would still fit right in, such as that. But the good thing about this is on the back side that there will be more like a covering if I take the box out. And on the flip side, that there is going to go fit inside, and it's going to be like at least a covering for that part, for the inner part. Now to take my cardboard cutout, cut it out on a piece of plywood, particle board, what have you. We get it cut out. Those are arrangements for speakers. I just want something to put them in to get them out the way, and this is what I came out with. So we'll see how that fits in and take it from there. Okay, so this is the cutout of the shape for my 07 XB40. This fits right in the little opening in the trunk. It's a 14 inches. Mike should have made it at 13 3/4 or half, but my of shape, the edges, so that it'll slide right in. Okay, this is the side where the speakers will be mounted, and it's pretty shallow for the room and for the size of the speakers, but I have a new concept I want to try, see how it works out. Okay, like I said, I have these old speakers and they are old, but instead of just letting them continue to sit around and get older without any use, I figured I'd give them a shot and try to install them in here and see how it works. Now my plan is to put a support in between here on each side, as wide as the board is, and on the rear you can see how deep the speaker is, so that's going to fit right to the back on that one. Have a little room on that. And you see, that there is quite barely see, if you can. That's right at the bottom. I can't even put my hand under it. So that's going to be an opening there. For each one, I'm going to drill a port behind the woofer, and that's how it's going to breathe. Okay, I'm getting ready to glue the matte material down, but I want to put these baffles in. One for support, and two is to kind of deflect a little bit of the base from bumping right into each other, right into each woofer. So like I said, everything for this project is pretty much so throwback. It's a bunch of materials and stuff I had. I'm recycling for the most part. So I'm just going to make it fit the best it will. And this is where we are at this point. So this is just to get a quick clip in before I get too far along. But it'll do. Okay, so this is how our little box is coming along. I just put glue over the ends like that. Just a regular old wood glue that I'm using, just to kind of seal and keep it down. These are the openings I have. I cut the ones out for the smaller speakers, but the hole is still there. I haven't yet cut it out for the big one to first see how it's performing, and then if I need to make it larger, I'll make it a little larger. And we haven't placed the front speakers in yet, so those are the openings on it. I'm gonna, for the moment, just turn it over and let these clamps dry. Once those dry, I'll pull it off and just get the speakers inserted. But all of this is just recycled stuff that I've used, and I just figured I'd put it together to get it out the way, and this is how it's turning out. Okay, just a clip to show you how the box is coming along, and that's with it fully seated in place. I had to bend the carpet, the underlayer, the underliner. It is still in place, but the underliner and the carpet under the box is too tight. When I put the cover back on top, I might have to take the liner back out again, because with it, it's just too tight. I'll probably go find me one where the liner, at least, and cut the liner. I'm not going to cut the top carpet because of the little border that it has around it. But at least the liner, I can cut the liner right up to the box and have it in place when the box is in. But next I'll be attaching that piece there to the top. I guess I'll go ahead and get that out the way now so I can make sure I have good fitment. But that's the way the box is coming in. That's the way the box is turning out for the moment. Still have to put the speakers in, but I want to see what kind of fitment I was getting up to this moment. Okay, so this is what final placement looks like. Went ahead and tacked that top piece on up, and that's how the box will fit in there. Okay, so that's what it's looking like with everything in place. I did, however, have to fold the carpet and the underliner. If you just want the panel, then 14 inches is right on point with the carpet and the top piece, the top liner. Now if you want to make it into a box, then I would suggest cutting it to 13.5 as opposed to 14. Then you probably have to work with what size speaker woofers you put in there, or you can just use it to line up speakers. If you don't have to put a woofer in there, put a couple 6x9s, a few 6x9s, or whatever you can figure. And like I said, you don't necessarily need to build a box. I just wanted to build a box so I can be able to flip it around, because I want to see how it's going to sound in different positions. And also I built the box just primarily to protect that big woofer. Now, is it going to hold the sound? I might even make it a even bigger hold. I'm not really worried about slamming bass all over the place. I just want it to sound decent at a certain range. And I'm hoping just with the cutout and the way it's designed in the rear is going to help. But like I said, I cut it small, can open it up as I go along. And next I'll be installing the speakers, the woofers.